I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. I have a lot of videos kind of backed up right now. Life gets in the way, you know how it is. But this is my kitchen. I am having a video coming out here pretty soon about this. And this is going to be all tore out here. So stay tuned for that. But I have always been curious about how much people make on YouTube, on their channel or whatever. I'm going to show you some analytics on my channel. My channel is just kind of like a side channel that I do. I don't really use it as my primary income. But the whole idea of my channel, if you're new to my channel, is how you lower your living expenses rather than having to think about making more money. And because if you lower your living expenses, you are making more money in a sense. So if you figure out a way to pay off your house or buy a cheap house, you just gave yourself a raise and you opened up your life to more freedom and more abilities to do other things. So now I'm sharing with you all the things I'm able to do because I paid off a cheap house and I'm fixing it up. So I shared a video about a book that I wrote. I finished it up. I was able to put my time into it and not worry about my living situation where I'm going to be trying to live all my life. So I'm an entrepreneur, I feel like, and I always want to do new things. So I'm going to show you what I make on this channel. And this is this last week. So the last 7 days, or sorry, this is the last 28 days, so the last month. $376.43 for the last 28 days. And this is, you can go back and forth with what is worth your effort in a channel. I make videos, I try to make them every week, but life gets in the way and you have to have a job and make money somewhere, so there's always some setbacks in making it work. I've always had troubles getting something started, and I've had several starts on channels. You could see on this little list here, you can see all the channels that I've tried, and they've kind of just fallen flat, and because I haven't put it, they could have gone somewhere, but I just didn't have enough time, didn't have whatever. And so my extreme budget one was the only one that kept going, only because my motivation turned into, I just want to share these ideas and make videos about it. And so that's what I did. And I didn't have any motivation of the channel going anywhere. And it was really just, my motivation just turned into, I just want to share ideas. And I don't have a whole lot of followers or subscribers. It's a little over 10,000, which is, you know, a lot of channels have about that much. But I showed you the analytics is $300 and something. I mean, that was a pretty good month for on average. But this is just, you know, you have to debate whether or not you can put enough time into your videos and how much money is actually going to be worth it. I mean, you can't really live off of this. I'm able to do okay just because my living expenses are so low. So it is ranged, you know, ups and downs, and I could show you the lifelong. Let's see, the last year. So last year I had some ups and downs. I had some videos that did a lot better than others, and you could see my top grossing video down there. So the top video, the camper one, how to convert a camper or a cargo trailer into a camper, that had 42,000 views this last month, the last 28 days. The next one was ideas about free electricity, and I don't know why that one took off. I have no idea. It has a little over 14,000 views, and the rough idle random video that I did has 11,000. So those are the top ones, and the camper one was one of the first ones I did on my channel, and so that one's still getting consistent views. And this was just my experiences with camper trailers. I never thought people would be interested in watching that, but that's where it started taking off, and it started just getting a trickle of views. And I don't even know where my subscribers, what videos they watch to subscribe. Some of them unsubscribe because the channel's not what they thought it was, but that's pretty much what the top views were within the last month. So there's so many videos that are random, and I can't even predict which ones people are going to be interested in. But I just, the estimated revenue was a little over $4,000 over the course of a year. And that's nice, having that side income. It really is, having that just a little bit of extra coming in. But you have to calculate how much it's worth doing this, your time and effort. Because I have tried so many other channels, and sometimes I had to travel, and I didn't have any gas money to go and travel to my brother's house so I can do a video shoot with him, and all my editing and everything all the time. It just wasn't worth it. So this extreme budget one seems to be the only one really working so far, just because my motivation wasn't to try to make a channel successful. It was just, I'm recording things that I'm already doing, and I might as well just have a camera with me. And basically my camera is just a little GoPro, and I just hold it with me and I carry it with me. Here's a mirror, so you can see the GoPro that I use. Just a little square camera. It's waterproof, so I don't have to worry about it getting in the weather or underwater or anything. And it's a really handy one. It has pretty good sound, for the convenience of it. And basically all I use is this little camera and a little tripod. So that's basically all I use for everything. And if I want to make sure the sound is good, I make sure I'm about a good foot or two from the camera, so the sound picks up and I get good voice and clarity. I try to do that the best I can. I can't really monitor where the video is, but I've kind of guessed through practice. I kind of guessed where the framing is, so I stay in the frame, and that's pretty much it. And it's pretty simple. I've made it so it's not a big production. I just carry this camera in my pocket, and then when I have an idea, or I'm out on a shoot or on location, I just pull it out and just start recording. And sometimes I just do it without people knowing, and they get really comfortable in front of the camera because there's not a very big camera, and they're not intimidated by it. So it has its limitations, but this camera is a wide angle lens, so it has a little more diverse ability to use it in tight places, and it also gets up pretty close for macro shots. So this is just the camera I use for all this stuff, and that's what I basically whittled it down to. Was I've got to have a simple production for a YouTube channel. It's just got to be something that I'm doing already, something that I really like doing, and I'm not worried about the channel taking off and providing and surviving off the channel money. In fact, even if it starts making more money and I'm able to live off of it more, I really feel like it's unstable, and it's really not worth doing, putting your life dependence on it, because they shut off monetization, and they've done that to me several times. at least 2 or 3 times that I could think of, and that's not counting the individual videos that the computer senses that there's something wrong with it. And there's a couple videos they demonetized, and it's a simple 10-second video with no words, and I just like was showing, it was the subject matter of making colloidal silver. That was all that was in the description. So and for some reason they demonetized that. So there's no content that's like offensive or anything. It's just the computer, it has its own algorithm, and it has like, there's no person demonetizing people all the time. You know, they may have that, but it's mostly the computer algorithms. So basically your boss is the computer algorithms, and it gets really frustrating because there's nobody to talk to. Nobody cares. You know, YouTube doesn't really care. You know, there's nobody that cares about you and your channel other than if they're making money, and if it doesn't disagree with what they're doing, you know, with what they want. So there's all these different little stupid things in it, but so I guess I wanted to show that to you and kind of my whole experience with this channel, because my motivation is really just to share these ideas, and it's not to try to make a channel work and make money. Because if I had that motivation to have a channel make money, then this channel wouldn't have ever continued. I would have given up on it a long time ago. In fact, I have given up on it more than once. But every time I run across a great idea, I just want to share this. I need people to know the stuff that I see and that I've discovered, in case somebody else hasn't discovered it yet. So I just want to share it. This is just an average channel. It's not really, you know, doesn't get a lot of views consistently and everything. So it's a very volatile, inconsistent type of thing. But if you really love to do something and it doesn't take a whole lot of time out of your day, then do something. You know something more than you think. I mean, does that make sense? You know about something more than you think. You may just think everybody knows your experiences, but I mean, just share it. I mean, it doesn't matter what the topic is. Just try different things. I guess one more thing is that the channel, I've really had to whittle it down. That's the other thing, is I had to figure out what I really wanted to say in the channel, and really figure out what's my topic, what's my subject matter, what am I mostly interested in. And I went from doing a lot of different videos on a lot of different subjects. I whittled it down to just getting your living expenses low, and how to get a house, how to innovate, how to think about the future, not only surviving and thriving in the present, but what are we thinking about our future? What kind of innovations are people making up or thinking of and inventing to be able to look forward into the future and solve problems and fundamental problems and all these things that nobody's ever really heard of or been talking about, and to really break out of our current thinking and our current condition. When people look at this extreme budget channel, you know, they're thinking, oh, how can you budget money and stuff. It's not really for that. Hopefully this is a little helpful to understand the channel and what you can do if you wanted to start a channel. And if you're curious about how much people make on an average channel like this, it might give you some idea if it's worth it for you to do.